Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on twitch.tv/asuma where my boots are like cushioned into the ground. Look at that, they go into the glass. Look at my feet, look into these eyes. They're in the glass, big time. Sorry, getting distracted. Hello, welcome back to another stream. Thank you for the bananas in chat. Thank you to Hamiltron for 2 months, Mr. Misters. And the Gaming Dude, all for your subscriptions. It is appreciated. Your boots are bananas, says Fahasio. Fahasio. I don't know how to say your name, buddy. Right, we're going to go into the Nether Dimension to mine for ancient debris. The debris that is ancient, apparently. Because I need some ancient debris. How much do I need? Why am I talking like this? It's a mystery. Everything is rhyming. All in good timing. Okay. The reason I need ancient debris is to get my hands on some blocks. Surprise, surprise. Don't know why I'm looking in those ones. I need to get a netherite block. I just realised how much ancient debris that is. Okay, I'm not going to think about how much I need. I'm just going to say, let's go do this for an hour. Okay? And see where we can get with it. That's how we're going to roll today. Okay, we're just going to play it like that. And see where we get with it. I'm also wondering, what other important things might we need? I mean, that is an important question. So, 14, 16, 18. And I don't even know what the math is. Let's just find out. 16. There you go. Not bad. Not bad. Perfect. You know, absolutely perfect. Oh. Well, apparently I can't numbers. Okay. Me and numbers, they don't get along. I need one more than that. That's more than enough. Cool. 2 to spare. 2 to spare. We're going to use the beds to blow stuff up, if you're curious. Remember your totem, says Sizzling Bacon. How could I forget my totem, eh? How could I forget? You don't even need to tell me, dude. I'm holding it. We got it equipped, don't worry. AngelMaker1209 for 5 months. Badger Spanner for 20 and Archael 35 with the Prime. Badger, I believe you recommended me checking out Red Dwarf. And I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes of it, and I gotta say, it had its moments, but I really feel like it's one of those things that's just kind of, if I'd have seen it at the time, I'd probably love it, but it's just, I can feel the sense of humour is like, of that era, and it's not terribly funny. Well, the jokes are good, it's just, you probably know what I'm getting at, right? As time goes by, the times change, the tone of things change, and you just end up, I find, enjoying newer stuff a fair bit more. Right, I'm trying to think what else do I need to bring with me. We're probably going to get away with just this, right? I mean, I've got a fire pot if I get into a tricky situation. Oh, Badger says it wasn't you. Oh, okay. There was someone in chat whose name I know through the frequency at which they attend, you know. There are names that I remember due to people being around for longer or whatever. Skip to season 3, it's a lot better, says Saucepan. A few people said that. You know, I don't like the idea of skipping to a later on season, but maybe I could give it a shot. But anyway, I started watching something else instead. We need to find our way down to the bottom area. I started watching a show called Westworld, and I'm kind of not getting that into it. But I can see that it's a good show, but for some reason it's just not quite working for me. Do we have Westworld fans in chat? Stefan is excited by the mention of Westworld. I stopped after the first season, says Taubar. The way it's going, I might do the same. So, yeah, what I'm finding I'm struggling with the show is that its characters are very difficult to latch onto emotionally, which is one of the things I really like about stories is character development and arcs. And so far in the first 3 episodes, we're getting some sub bombs in here, by the way. Lots of subscriptions going on. In the first 3 episodes, I'm halfway through the 4th at the moment. It's not giving you a lot to love, because it's characters that are not... I don't want to spoil anything, but you're basically going to find out immediately as soon as you start watching the show, so I wouldn't consider this a spoiler, but there are people in the park that are real and people that aren't real, let's put it like that. The people that aren't real are very difficult to latch onto because they're literally not real, right? And so I'm just finding this weird thing where the characters that are supposed to hold the emotional weight aren't real, and then the ones that interact with them behind the scenes are very kind of distant and dull, and you don't, like, learn their motives, their reasoning, or anything like that. And so I'm finding it hard to be pulled into the show, really, I guess, on an emotional level. That's how I'd describe my dissatisfaction with it so far. But, I mean, the premise of the story seems fantastic. It's certainly got some interesting things going on, but I'm kind of watching to see, oh, where will this go at the moment? I don't feel attached to anyone in the show. Puzzle Freck asking how far I am into it. Just 3.5 episodes so far. I'm hoping it'll pick up. What's Westworld about, says Arsenic. It's a show about a theme park that has... like, it's a theme park of real people, except they're not real. They're some sort of futuristic robots. One thing I think the show does do well is it doesn't force a load of exposition on you. It doesn't explain everything. A lot of the technology you see doesn't really actually need explanation, and it's also got this really nice sense of being not realistic, but sort of believable as something that might be achievable in the future. Hey, we get some straight away, isn't that cool? Kaboom! I feel like we took more damage than we should have then. Okay, so the Blackstone shielded a lot of the blast, but we got some immediately. Hey, hey, hey! It's my day! And then one for the other side, and then we're going to start reading some noises in the air. Maybe I should put on my chest plate while we're down here, you know? Let's have a look. It has been upgraded. I'm going to leave that in there. I had this feeling then, I was like, I'm going to walk out of here and try and fly, and it's going to be terrible. Let's put that on. Keep us extra safe while we're in this dangerous area. Cool. Peeps, if you spot any ancient debris, you've got to let me know. There's some that I showed in my video that I didn't even spot myself, you know. Right, so let's scroll back a little bit. We got JD Lady with the Prime, More Than Letters, Kaelarion99. Then we got a sub bomb from Dalfernius, gifting subs to Alan Nackham, Sparky Wood 03, Ein23, Stero Base, Aini Yer Live, Nargon9412, Penguin Guy 120, Holla Holla, Crazy Chef 121, and Clammy 1374. Dalfernius, thank you so much for supporting our community with those gifted subs. Very kind of you to do that. We've got the one and only Mixanu here for 15 months. We have Balthazar here for 12, a whole year. Alpen Glow Up has subscribed. sonterx with the Prime. Harry OCTO with the Prime. Alpen Glow Up appearing again in my subscription. You've managed to subscribe twice. And Dalfernius has gifted another 10 subs. A double sub bomb right here. Mick Minevi, The Real Sandstreak, Reed Data Dammer 23, Arc Sum, Sass Muffin, TheSilver, Fur, Babis 1097, Harrow 9, High Person, and xiskool. xiskool there. Kind of sounds like xiskool, but it's like is cool, but with an X. I like it. FeralFarfetchd with the Prime. Funky Coaster for 30 months. A freaking Wild Dog for 3 months. Dark Wolf Hunter 4 for 14. And Giant Bluefish is here with that Prime subscription. Thank you ever so much, peeps. We got CAH Damien with a donation saying, have you ever watched Doctor Who? If yes, which Doctor is your favourite? Also, a show I can definitely recommend is Broadchurch, starring Olivia Colman and David Tennant. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for the donation, of course. I am not particularly a Doctor Who fan. When I was a child, though, the very old school Doctor Who, I fond memories of it. You know, with the Daleks, I enjoyed all of that. And I don't remember which one of the doctors it is. I don't know them by name, but if I saw the face, I could tell you which doctor it was that I remember fondly. And I have some like memories of an episode with these like sea beast creatures that came on shore on like a British beach, which is like the moodiest beach you'll ever see. And I thought it was like terrifying when I was a kid, and it was probably really tacky and cheesy. But anyway, I have yeah, some sort of, I guess, memories of watching it. But like I said, never got really pulled into that world. What I do know about Doctor Who though that's fascinating is that a lot of the very, very first and original episodes are actually lost to time and dust, believe it or not, right? Like, some of the only things we know of those shows are descriptions of what the episodes were going to be about, and fans have like collected their own descriptions and I think maybe even screenshots or something along those lines, because back in the day you used to store everything on tape, and in order to save money they used to reuse tape. And so they would reuse the Doctor Who tape, and they would, you know, use it for another show. And so whatever was on that tape would actually be lost forever. They didn't have a backup of it. And so I guess lots of shows, probably from, what would this be, 60s and 70s, you know, are kind of like lost to time just because the tapes get reused. It's fascinating. Today, you know, you've got stuff on demand and everything's backed up beyond belief. Okay, none from that one. Battlestar Galactica, says Sparky. Bears, beats. Is there another one in there? Battlestar Galactica. I feel like there's one more B. Bears, beats. Oh, I'm sure there's one more. I think I might try Babylon 5. I don't know if Battlestar Galactica is rated, but some people have recommended Babylon 5 after enjoying Deep Space Nine. I'm in season 7 of that now. Bears eat beets. No, that's not it. It's what is the best bear? False. Brown bear. Bears. Beets. Battlestar Galactica. Is that how it goes? Badger says Babylon 5 is very political. It's so good. I could totally be into that. I like The Expanse for its political realness, and yeah, I probably will get around to that. I've enjoyed Deep Space Nine so much. I just anything that's like that, I'm gonna lap up. Actually, I'm gonna watch Voyager as well. I watched Voyager alongside The Next Generation back in the day. Me and my friend used to watch it, and I've got the first 2 seasons on DVD, and I kind of just lost interest. And then it sort of remained in my mind that I didn't think that show was very good. Whereas actually, I think maybe, you know, you just lose interest in something for a while. And if I went back and watched it now, I'd probably appreciate it in a different way. So I might even watch Voyager as well. Those are some things to be enjoyed. But yeah, Westworld, you know, giving Westworld a try, I don't think it's going to do it for me. And, you know, speaking of all this entertainment I've been enjoying, bringing you up to speed on what X has been enjoying. Jeez, what are we talking about here? Is this really what you want to hear? I started The Last of Us. Really liking it. It's by Naughty Dog. They've got a good track record of making good games. Uncharted 4. I played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I've got Uncharted 4. I'll probably play that one after. But, yeah, I believe they made those games. They also made the Crash Bandicoot games and a few others over the years. Yeah, a company with a good reputation. And so far I've played about half an hour of the game today. And I've learned that I am absolutely appalling at aiming with a PlayStation controller. Shot all of my bullets that I've you know, you don't have a lot of bullets in this game. Shot all of them. What have I got to show for it? Very little. I think I hit a target like once or twice. I am just shockingly bad at aiming. It is almost appalling. You would not want me. You wouldn't want to count on me, basically. You wouldn't want me covering your back. Okay, we've got a real problem here, haven't we? Yeah, I just cannot hit the target. By the way, we are listening to the... I feel like I'm clicking where a block is, but not getting a response. We are listening to the Factorio soundtrack in today's live stream. One thing I've noticed is you can play game soundtracks on YouTube and Twitch, and often not get copy striked because of the nature of the community. You know, there's a lot of goodwill between game developers and YouTubers, and so I thought I'd try this one tonight. And if that works out, there's other soundtracks. Whew. Could have fallen into lava then. There's other soundtracks from games that I like, and we'll probably, you know, try a few here and there and see if we can find some more friendly music to listen to on these streams as a result of that. However, the Factorio, you know, it's kind of moody. It suits being in the Nether, but when we're in the overworld, it's not going to be that cheerful, this music, but that's fine. Just trying something a little different today. Okay, yeah, I had a feeling we might make something like that happen. Let's close this area off. 3. We got 3 of them so far. I feel like... Did I pick up that one? Because I feel like we should have about 4 at least. Okay, I don't think I'm going to bother clearing that up. That looks like a lot of work, and we'll just keep going. Ah, people are saying I didn't pick it up. Yeah, it felt like it. It's probably in lava now, right? Oh, then again, it survives lava, right? Ancient debris... Hang on a second. So, it should in theory survive the lava. There it is. Oh, that's a rocket. Hey, I mean, I don't know if it touched the lava, but it survived. Thank you for your help, peeps. That one's on you. Well done. That's all your business right there. You know, I, the derp, would have walked off without it. Where would I be, eh? Where would I be without you? I'd be down by 1 ancient debris. That's where I'd be. Yeah, people in chat are confirming it survives it as well. Is the music copyrighted, says Twitch? I don't know. It's an experiment, but the theory is that I've uploaded Factorio live streams and not been copy striked, so in theory, it should be good. I'd say no for that one. And on this side, hey, we got another one. Does it survive fire? I don't want to experiment with this. I mean, we know it survives lava, right? But I wonder if it survives fire. Okay, we've got 2 more there. Hoping to get lucky with another one. I've noticed their veins can like spread out a little bit, so it's worth having a little bit of a check. Myth busting, yes, myth busting. Let's catch up with those noises in the air. Giving you a waffle about the things I've been enjoying, you know. Giant Bluefish has subscribed. Avery 4 with the Prime. Chris has gifted a sub to Overoo. Or Overnoinu. Thank you so much for gifting the sub. Appreciate you doing that. The Dirk 444 is here with the Prime. We got Bishcan, Go Creative, Dolium, Lino Safera 2, Doodoo Man 4, Ollie Fairbrother, Free Phase for 30 months, saltycheese 123 for 2, Skylar McDoe for 13, and Amusing Cactus with the Amazon Prime. Thank you as always, peeps, for your support. It's truly appreciated. Oh, jeez. We might just have to change direction now. We've got a lava lake over there. Let's go in this direction. We had some ancient debris success in this way, didn't we? So I think we'll continue that and go yonder. Go yonder. Go forth into the Nether. Place that bed down. Try to sleep in it, but don't really. Don't really sleep in it. Well, none there, I'd say. None at all. On this side. Hey, we got some more, we got some more, we got some more. That is beautiful right there. Let's go and grab it. Grab it like a rabbit. There's a 1. Oh, that one's on fire. There's a 2. And I don't think they actually generate inside a blackstone. I think blackstone would override it, so did I get both of them? I'm not sure if I did, but we're up to 8. 8's good. That's 2 ingots. And I want to make a block. I want to make a respawn anchor. can't remember what else there was. I think there's like one more block that I want to make that requires this stuff. So I need to get a whole bunch, basically. Do you have tea today, X? Says Innocent So. I don't actually. I had a couple. I had several cups of teas today. Had quite a few, more than usual. But I just had something to eat before I started streaming, and I was feeling very full because I had a big fat salad, and I just didn't really feel like a tea after that. I just felt like leaving it be with my stomach. And how about a dietary update? Lodestone, thank you, chat. That's the other one. That is the other one. So, dietary update. I'm now in my second week of eating about 3,200 a day, and I have not put on any weight. I weighed myself yesterday, and I've actually lost weight, which I thought was interesting. Only a little bit. So I'll keep monitoring that. I think I might go 1 or 2 more weeks on this diet. Really give myself some time to adapt to it, and then go back to cutting. But I've been enjoying it. But I do feel like I can go with less. Like I'm kind of used to that. And I'm sure there was something else I was going to comment on about it. Boom. I'm going to put 2 there now because this is going to explode all over the place. Ah! Oh, jeez! What did I say? I should have put 3. Didn't put enough down. Whew, that could have been bad. My pick is almost dead. It's not really though, is it? It's not really almost dead. It's got plenty of health left. Ah. So what you're saying is I should go a different direction. The problem is when I start like twisting and turning and going in all these different directions, eventually I'm just gonna like lose track of what direction I decided to go in. So getting back will be a bit of a maze. I need to get some fire resistance potions. Well, I do actually have one. Okay, we got noises in the air from let's try this again. Ansemidi 12. Doodletail with the Prime. Dash has subscribed, and Angelmaker 2091 here with the cheers and the bits, saying, "Hey Sumer, I don't want to be a downer on your stream, but I found out at 2 AM in the morning that my dog at my mum's house passed away. She was only 4, and seeing you on Twitch brought me some happiness. Keep up all the good work and continue to bring people happiness." Well, thank you for the cheers and the bits. Of course, I appreciate that. So sorry to hear that your dog passed. That is so sad. Of course, we love our little furry friends in the animal kingdom. And I will share a sentiment I shared a few streams back about dying and passing on, and that is that, you know, like, people and animals too live on in our memory. When you know someone, when you know animals, it's all about the memories you create together, right? And so when someone passes on, it's almost like, in my mind, it's like death is not the end. They live on in your memory. And the same goes to animals as well. Like, I got a little animal friend who's sweet and adorable. Take him for walks, pick up his poo, and I'm very aware that, you know, probably before I leave this world, he will. And it's all about the memories you create together, really, isn't it? And so think of the good times. And dogs are amazing, by the way. Man's best friend. You have to actually, like, properly interact with a dog and look after one to really know what that means. It's in their genetics. It's in their genetics. Now whenever I see a dog, I'm like, oh, hello there, friend. Hello, pup. And they always want to come up and sniff you and lick you and say hello. It's almost like by default they're just like, you are my friend. Woof woof. You know? Snorlax Lover says, I don't like dogs. You know, when you don't like stuff, I always try and think of it of like, alright, I don't like this thing. Means I'm missing out on it more than anything. Means, alright, I see a dog now. What, I'm dissatisfied or something? I try and find reasons to like and enjoy stuff. And I think there are plenty of reasons to enjoy the company of dogs or cats or pets or whatever. Right, this netherrack might be useful for Tango Tech. I was just thinking I could throw it away, and then I thought, oh yeah, my chests that I got back at my base are actually kind of empty at the moment because I gave some to Tango. He might need some more, so we'll hold on to that. Not seeing any there. Ah, death! Death! Absolute death. Ancient debris is more common in Solstan Valley, says Martimez. I think that's a myth, because at no point in the understanding of where this stuff spawns have I ever seen anyone really mention biomes. And you know, we've learned from people like Nembom, who's looking into the code and stuff like that. So I would say that's probably not so. It would need to be tested, but I think that would be a known thing that would have been shared through the technical community by now if it were true. Okay, well, there we go. No more this time. Apparently I missed Zed's raid. Let's have a look. 3 minutes ago. Zed, are you still there? Does it count? Did you type something in chat? Because I probably would have ignored you. Being so... Zed on this server. Anyway, Zedda, thank you so much for the raid, dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Welcome all the raiders. We're getting ancient debris. You've probably figured that out. CC Trapper is here with the Prime. Subiel is here for 5 months. We got Screaming Monk for 37. My goodness me. Fire GB is here for 2 months, saying, "Why is the server running Fabric? I thought you used Lithium." Yeah, Lithium is a mod for Fabric. So we are running a Fabric server to run Lithium. I love the Strider skin, says Fear the Kier. Glad you like it. Do you prefer brown or white rice, says Harrow? I've heard many times it's better to have brown than white. So I tend to go with the brown. Same for pasta as well, right? Although rice is supposed to be better than pasta. Let's try going out in this direction. Zed was playing golf. He was playing golf and streaming. How does that work? What, do you bring a camera to the golf course? Jeez. A man of many talents. Oh god, it's fire and death. Okay, let's try the other direction. Unless he was doing his golf on Hermitcraft. I know he's got a golf minigame. I've got a minigame that I'm going to build, thanks to Zedda and his amazing armor stand mechanics. Boom! Hey, I spotted some. The lava was all a ruse to get me out of here. Oh, look at that. It must spawn inside the Blackstone then. We got one there. Yeah, okay, look. Confirmation. It does generate inside a Blackstone. So it's worth having a little dig around and seeing if there's any more. But I think that is it. 10. We're up to 10. We need something like 50? 52? Do you think lithium has any significance over a Spigot or paper server? Says 02. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Spigot and the other one, they compromise the game and they compromise data packs, and you know that's good for when you need that extra performance. But for a community of our size, lithium is, you know, a lot closer to the vanilla experience, and pretty much is the vanilla experience. So for those reasons, it's pretty darn good. Okay, I don't think we've got any there. Does netherite become the... Will netherite become the new currency? I don't think it will. I think diamonds will probably remain as the standard, right? Shiny blue rocks. You know, sometimes maybe you just want to clear a path, right? Let's go... There, that was a good idea. It would have been an even better idea if we actually got some ancient debris. Then it would have been an amazing idea. Okay, next ones are here. Right, we really need to fill up. Because I keep picking this thing up and putting it back down again. Cool. Do you think in the future you'll create a unique non-mineable currency for Hermitcraft, like a modded series? You can distribute the economy grows, says Harrow. Probably not. The problem is, like, the diamond motive, the usefulness of diamonds, which has actually been diminished a lot over time, to be fair. Like, you need so much less diamonds than you once needed. But the appeal of diamonds is the currency, right? It's what makes it work. So if you exchange or replace it with something else, it gets a little bit tricky. Do you replace it with something that's finite? Because if you make a finite currency, then I think you'll find hermits won't really know how to spend it, because it doesn't have the attached value of something like let's blow this up again, of something like diamonds. No ancient debris here, eh? Sanders currency, lol, says Alvin Glow Up. Yeah, he's got sand so easily farmable out in the desert with some tools, it's not really that viable. There could be some sort of system, but whatever, if you were to make a clever currency system where the currency goes up and down, you'd probably need some sort of external mod. It's probably not going to be something that's just inherently there in the game. Oh, jeez. Right, we got noises in the ear. We got fotoromop here with Cheers and Bits. Thank you so much, dude. We got Jay Harvey with Cheers and Bits as well. Thank you for supporting the channel. That is appreciated. Hope you're entertained. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Peeps, I hope you're being entertained. Atoms, 7k for 7 months. 7k for 7 months. Hey X, since you're a guitar player, or used to be, what's your favourite guitar and who is your favourite guitar player? What a great question. My favourite guitar is the Ibanez Universe, a 7-string beauty that I happen to own. Okay, I don't own the original. I own a, what was it, 2016 remaster edition or whatever. This guitar, when I learned about it, when I got back into guitaring, okay, it was that guitar that I'd seen in the Korn video, the Morbid Angel concert. It was the black 7-string with the green dots down the fretboard and the green pickups. And I was like obsessed with those pickup colours. I thought they looked so cool, and I love the idea of getting some custom pickups that were all painted and whatnot. And then I discovered that guitar, and I remember just spending days staring at it in the shop, and I'd just be like, oh, I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it. And I did, and that is my absolute favourite guitar, and it is an absolute pleasure to play. Play lots of standard like 7-string tuning guitar songs on that. What am I saying? Like, that's the tuning I have it set to. Like, I got another 7-string, but I have it tuned to Korn tuning, which is like down a step or something. I play all the Korn songs on that one. And anyway, favourite guitarist. Now, I've never been one to really like, you know, sort of focus on one guitarist, but James Hetfield, the way he plays and sings is just, like, absolutely brilliant. Daryl Dimebag, another absolute influence. Those two are the names that come to mind immediately. Especially Daryl Dimebag, like, a god on the guitar right there. An absolute god. And I probably would have been one of the guitars, if I'd have kept playing, that I would have ended up getting, would be like the dime style guitar. I forget what it's called, but it's got a beautiful shape and a beautiful sound, and that would have been one to play with at some point or another. BC Rich says Badger Spanner. Is that it? BC Rich? That's the make, right? Doesn't it have a name? Dean Razorback. No, that's the one. Dean Razorback. Yes, that I thought BC Rich. I thought, nah, wouldn't that like? My mind would be like, that's the one, but no, it's the Razorback. That's the guitar I remember. Now, so many people are asking, Dimebag. That was I saying? What was I saying, Daryl? What did I say? I got a feeling I said it wrong now. Dimebag Daryl? Or did I say Daryl Dimebag? Tosin Abassi, yeah, absolute legend. I've seen him play. I saw them play live when they came to England on the back of their first record, when he was playing by himself. Well, you know, he made all the music by himself at that point in time. And then I've seen him like 3 or 4 times over the years as well. Amazing band. Absolutely amazing. Okay, based on chat, I don't think I derped. I think I said his name properly. Okay, right, back to the noises in the air. We got Jack W 2003 with the Prime, the Animus J, Jopok Kaffa with the Prime, Stefan RBK. But cheers a bit, saying you should find a mod to change your skin to the Cold Strider when you aren't in the Nether. That would be really cool, actually. That would be very, very cool. Oh! Lava, that's hot. Not cool. That's a great idea, but I doubt such a mod exists. 06 Toby's here with the Prime. Ruben with Fries is here for 4 months. We got Maserati 37 months. Saying 37 months sure feels good. Can't wait to 40. I never seem to catch these, but when I do, it's amazing. Do not read this part out loud. Oh, okay. I don't have an answer for you, other than putting in an appeal. But if you're not able to do that, then yeah, I don't know the specifics, and I don't know entirely how the system works. So one thing you got to remember, and I'm probably going to say too much, so I'll try and word it carefully. But if you keep doing something over and over again, you may end up like annoying people by doing that. So consider that perhaps if you've already tried to contact people, that it may not further your cause. But I have no idea what's going on there. It's like I leave that to my people. But yeah, hopefully that's a help. Can we just get another 2? We're up to 12 now. We're so going to take a break from this in a little bit. We're not even going to get our netherite block. I've still got tools, I think, that need converting. This is really an absolute grind to get this stuff. I think the frequency is good. I'd maybe like it to be just a tiny bit more frequent, but it is what it is. It also makes beds useful. Again. At least in the Nether. When were they ever useful? Hey, we got 3 from this one. That's what I like to see. That's what do you know what I really like to see? I like to see 10! Come on, get on my level. No, we'll take 3. Wait a minute, was that 4? Because there was 2 then, wasn't there? Well, I said 12 a second ago. Okay, I think that's it for that bit. Yeah, 4 in one go. Alright. Alright. So with 16 we got 4 ingots. We're not even halfway to a block. Oh, jeez. Whew. Time to go in a new direction. We might actually end up going in a circle back round to our previous path, which would be very bad, because then I would end up in some sort of loop. I'd end up walking around in circles trying to find my way out of here. Which we don't want, funny enough. Do not want that. Ah! Any more here? No? Do there is another strategy. We've been doing this whole like spacing out the beds thing. Like we could blow them up closer together so that it becomes like one big uncovered area. I mean, why don't we just try that for the sake of seeing what happens? So let's do our next ones right here. We're near the end of all our beds as well, so the adventure's almost up. It's taken us almost an hour to do this amount of beds. So if we take 2 shulker boxes, that's about an hour's worth of work. Okay, so nothing from that. And then we'll come over here and do them close by again. There we are. Sweet! Behind you, X, says Fern. Behind me? I think I might be being trolled. Let's catch up with those noises in the ear. We got Tepid, Tarnation for 2 months. Polkinen for 6, and Nailic 2040. Thank you for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. And apparently we got 5,400 viewers tuning in. Thank you ever so much for coming by. Hey, look at this. We got a little bit more. Peeps, be sure to hit that follow button. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I usually say. That's the one, the follow button, right? That's the thing that you hit. Jeez. Sort it out, X. Sort it out. Yeah, peeps, if you want to hit the follow button, streaming on a regular basis. This weekend is a Hermitcraft live stream weekend. If you didn't know about that, well, you're probably... Well, you do now, but probably excited. I mean, these live stream weekends we've been doing, they've been popular, I tell you. I felt like I felt like I saw one. I see one. I felt like I saw one somewhere else though, right? Okay, so we get rid of that. That was just lava fog. I thought I saw one right behind the lava, but there's that. We all of a sudden hit a little bit of a streak right as we're running out of our beds. It feels like. Pixel raid is coming, says Legend Force. Thanks for the heads up. Anna Bomb Banana is here, gifting a sub to Hoots McDouche. There's no bomb, there's no banner, there's no Anna. I don't know what's going on. Thank you ever so much for supporting the community as always, Anna. You can probably turn this off now, by the way. At least the hitbox one, yeah. Okay. Was that it? Just one? Oh, fate, you are cruel. One on its own, that's just cruel right there. And now we... Oh, jeez, we're being set on fire. We're being raided by Pixel Riffs. My goodness me, peeps. Thank you ever so much for coming by. Oh, good God. Ooh, almost dead. How many beds we got left? 4. Maybe we'll use them on our way back. My friends, I believe you have probably just been watching Pixel Riffs do this for some time. And we are almost done with this. I said I'd do this for an hour. We're actually just going to use the beds that I've got and then head out of here. So we've got a few more explosions to do. So in 40 minutes, we've got 20. Pixel, how are you doing? What's your ratio per hour for getting this ancient debris? Because I know you're going after a full beacon block, and I would just say, myself, I would not do that. I would not do that. It's one of the things that's changed in my playstyle over the years. I used to love like grinding stuff like that out. But now I feel more like putting my time into just like creative stuff, like being able to design something for a couple of hours rather than grind. That's kind of what I aim to do when I play. So I always try and take like the path of least resistance when getting stuff done. Yeah, let's do another one right here, a little bit closer than normal. For the last 2 beds. Let's eat some food first as well. 33 per hour. Wow. Oh no, wait. I thought I had 40. My brain told me I had 40, and then I'm like, oh no, it's 12. 20. So that probably puts me at about 30 per hour, right? If I've done 40 minutes. So pretty close, pretty similar rate, which would suggest, you know, using the same technique. This is all good. There's probably some like micromanagement you could do to speed this stuff up, like maybe being a bit more deliberately aggressive with how you look and move on, and not waffling and and chatting away like a nutter like I do. .5 per minute. Ah, yeah. That makes a minute feel slow. Hey X, do you know who Joel, aka Smallish Beans, is? Well, I know who Joel Duggan is, because we recorded a podcast together the other day. So we got that Pixel Riffs raid there, and my noises in the ear. Thank you again, Pixel. Ruben VW for 5 months. Shy Endurus for 2. Dot dash here with the cheers and the bits, saying, do challenges like the 2000 diamond challenge have an impact on the value of diamonds as a currency? Just wondering. Also, here are some bits. Yeah, I believe they do, but maybe not so immediately. Like the amount of diamonds we each have will affect our personal pricing and spending habits, but they won't be as interconnected as one person getting a lot of diamonds will then suddenly mean that everyone starts changing their prices, right? I don't think it's going to work like that. Oh, here's where we get tripped up. Like, I do not know if if we're going to find our way back. I'm not getting a sense of memory. Oh dear, this is a dead end. Uh-oh. Where do we go? Is this a dead end? This is a dead end. So I came from that direction. But this is a dead end too? Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. I didn't quite see that, did I? Yeah, absolutely wrecked. Without even firing a shot. So we're on track. I feel like now blocking up the path behind me. Like, in case I make a wrong move again. That's a dead end. Okay. That takes care of that problem. I think this is the first, like, path that we went down. So this should get us out of here. Yeah, this is it. Man, this music's so perfect. It's so spooky. There's an explosion over here. Ah, this looks like the very first area you go into. But from which way do you enter it? Where is that staircase that leads upwards? Aha! I see a torch. Here it is. Look at that! I've navigated my way out. That was a... There was no system in place for finding my way out, and I did it. I feel proud. Okay. Fireheart says this is literally the Factorio soundtrack. Well, you know... Oh, 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 oh. Oh. What did I say? What did I say earlier? I knew that would happen. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm down here now. You know, why would we be listening to the Factorio soundtrack while playing the game Factorio? It doesn't make any sense, does it, you know? Makes no sense. I was going to troll then. The moment passed. The trolling is over, okay? It's no longer funny. Whew, okay, my heart is pumping. It's pounding a little bit. It's pounding. Let's have some water. Gilead says 16 more and you are done. Really? No, we needed 9. 9 times 4. 36. But we also needed lodestone and respawn anchor. So, probably another hour of mining. An hour and a bit. Actually, we only did 40 minutes. So yeah, an hour. I mean, I'll have it. I'll probably do that some other time. Show the gaming district, says Wick. Tafio. I don't think it's changed since you would have last seen it on camera. I was over there earlier and it looked the same. Official Jaden is here with Cheers and Bits saying, hello Asuma, throwing bits at you. How are you today? Also missed 50 minutes of your stream. Lucky I got here now. Well, I'll tell you what you missed, Jaden. Okay? You missed all of the exciting, unbelievable action and adventure. Beds were exploded and we got tons of ancient debris. Yeah, not the most exciting thing ever actually, but that's what we got up to. I have over the rainbow. I was going to say something and then I started hearing that song in my head. Oh, what's going on? I should have a chest somewhere with a miniature ancient debris block in. And it's not... Oh, I feel like I've lost track of some mini blocks here. Oh, no, wait, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. There it is, it's in that one. Aha! You'll get a spot over there. That's your new home. And this one can get put away. Kablamo. Let's go plop these down for sorting later on. The Zozo Demon is here for 2 months saying, how come nobody on Hermitcraft uses texture packs? I think a lot of us use texture packs. I use one, a resource pack. But I think what you mean is one that vividly changes the look of the game. The answer is pretty obvious. You know, if you want to have an audience watching you play Minecraft, if you use a resource pack, you're going to alienate your audience because the base game is translatable to everyone's eyes, whereas other resource packs, especially ones that wildly change the look of the game, they're not translatable. They don't say to someone playing in vanilla, oh, I can build like that if I use these blocks, because the blocks are all different. So it's one of the reasons you'll see that like big popular Minecraft Let's Plays or whatever pretty much play with the vanilla resource pack, right? It's more appealing to everyone. Everyone understands what they're looking at. Whereas, you know, if you throw on some crazy, wacky resource pack, it's just going to be less understandable what's going on. Like, what are those textures? And so, you know, you as a viewer can see what I built here and go and build it the same or tweak it a little bit in your own world, but you can't do that if there's a resource pack. We got Doomio Lag here for 38 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. We got Foxee 1013 with a cheers and a bit saying thanks for helping make Hermitcraft happen. Jake and Gwen, love you all. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I mean, by making it happen, I mean, I help run the server. And that's kind of like what I do. But I didn't start Hermitcraft, remember? Okay, let's put our wings back on. I feel like those are... Oh yeah, we've already got our wings on. That makes sense why I feel those ones are different. We also... Our armor took a bit of a beating, you know? Considering it's netherite armor with extra durability as well. All those explosions. Giving us problems. Wobzanator is here for 41 months and Ryan Baker the First is here for 2. Thank you so much for your cheers and bits. Appreciate it. What things do you have in your resource packs, Iswan? Now there's a good question because I don't remember them all and I don't have them all listed. I do have a link to my resource pack that if you put it on Vanilla Tweaks, it then gives you everything. Pixel Riffs has got to run X. Be well. Have a good stream. Cheers, dude. Appreciate the raids. Hope you had a good one yourself. Have a good evening and all that. Let's see. We are going to now work on the surrounding area. We're going to work on it like no one's ever worked on it before. Now, I don't know exactly what I need, but I'm going to bring a box of grass with me. Keep a few of these on here. So one of the things I wanted to get around to doing lately, you know, I haven't been spending as much time here in the overworld, is starting to work on mess like this right here. And originally, I actually wanted to do a lot down on the ground level. And over time, I've changed my mind just because I realized... like, the scalability of this base is like an important thing. You want to make your projects scale well, essentially. And the ambition I had to do stuff down the bottom here, it's not quite as scalable with the things that I am actually going to do. So I'm going to pivot my plan a little bit. And that involves making this river here just feel a little more organic and tidy up some of the mess that I've made. And just scale back my plans, because I wanted this whole base to be above and below, right? That there would be loads of things going down here at this level, but now that I've got into building the towers and I know how much time they take, I realised that that's not particularly scalable for the length of the season. So I'm actually going to be scaling back what I was going to do down here, and that means growing some trees, putting in some leaf bushes, basically... restoring the jungle and expanding it a little bit. We're still going to have paths that connect things together, but not as many of them. And so I wanted to come over here and look at the rivers that we had messed about with and just start to tidy them up and get things going in the right direction down here. So that helps tidy up that monstrosity because we had like a whole other plan for this, and then did a bunch of land, you know, terraforming, landscaping, whatever you want to call it. And then it turned out to not really be what we were going to end up doing. So this bit here is good. I do want the river to actually succeed in making its way through to the next area. So we might rip out these bushes. But over here you can see all of this is going to get covered over. And the river is going to curl, I think, in that direction. Because I don't want it to come to a dead end like it is over here. So... yeah, basically, here's what we're going to be doing. taking this bit out, and this is why I needed loads of grass. Maybe bringing it around this way a bit. Yeah, it's actually pretty good right there. Maybe a little close to that side, but as you'll see, we'll bring it all the way back to about there. And that's just a marker for where we're going to fill it all in on the other side. Apparently we're up to 6,000 people now. Oh my goodness me. Thank you everyone for tuning in. 6,400 peeps. Jeez, welcome everyone. Be sure to hit the follow button over here if you're enjoying what you're seeing. We've got a Hermitcraft live stream weekend coming up on the weekend. On the Saturday I'm streaming, on the Sunday I'm not. However, I might stream before Joe Hills if I have time. And I just really don't know if I'll have time or not at the moment. So yeah, more streaming coming your way from the Hermitcraft server. You can go to livestream.hermitcraft.com to see the schedule. Having trouble with the image updating over there. Jevin is actually streaming on Sunday. I made a mistake with the scheduling and stuff, and forgot to put Jevin in the image. But that's been corrected, although it wasn't updating on the server, which is kind of annoying. Before Joe Hills, wow, keep us posted, says Alpenglar. Well, you know, posted will be either I do or I don't. Like, I don't really know probably until the day. It's been a crunch day for me. Today's been a day where I've actually, like, really rigidly kept an eye on time and made sure I got this thing done, that thing done, that thing done, this thing done, right? And it's going to be a little bit like that tomorrow and Saturday. So I won't really know until Sunday if I'm going to have time to stream, because videos are important. I like to keep my the pace of my videos coming out, you know. And although I have a commitment to stream on a regular basis here on Twitch, the videos, they come first. And if ever there's a day where I haven't uploaded a video, that's a day where I tend to stream. And if I don't stream, it's probably because I'm a little bit behind on my schedule. But yeah. Right, noises in the ear. We've got so many of them. My goodness me. My goodness me. We got Titan Gamer 711. Duach the Wonder Horse. Badgen Beast 1. Negative Panda for 17 months. I Am Paddler for 4. And Anonymous is here gifting subs to Morgan98, Evixie, Valiant, The Soul Hunter, Board Person 85, Oiduck. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Anonymous Person, for gifting the subs. And Mr. Macho 320 here with the Prime. There we go. All caught up on noises in the ear. Thank you, peeps. Thank you for your support. It is tremendous. It is well and truly appreciated. As you know, I love doing this for a living. It's been life-changing. It's been wonderful. And I want to keep doing it, you know. I really do want to keep making content for all of you. It's so much fun. And I get a huge sense of satisfaction from it, you know. Like a sense of accomplishment. Especially from, like, having so many episodes of Hermitcraft, right? I feel like that's my body of work. And I never knew that was what I wanted to do, but it just ended up being so. Spring Terrace says, love the videos, but I prefer to be able to watch a live stream for a few hours. Well, you know, that's one of the reasons I like doing both, is because I get to interact with all of y'all in different ways. I get to make two types of content, right? And both complement one another, because obviously doing this becomes a part of my videos. I'll probably show some sort of before and after of the landscaping that we've done here. And so I get to, you know, do two different types of things that overlap, and that makes it nice and refreshing, really. Right, we got Quebec C with a subscription, and Guernsey Donkey here with the cheers and the bits, saying, I'm glad there's another stream weekend, because last one I was in A&E most of Saturday, and when I got to the ward, the reception was terrible, so I couldn't watch. Oh, well, sorry to hear you were in A&E, dude. Hope you're all good now. And yeah, we're going to do them on a regular basis. We tend to do them every other week. We'll see how long that goes for. In the past, you know, we did them, but we sort of like would end up not doing one for a while and didn't really get like a habit of doing it. Whereas now, I think pretty much most of us who participate are really in this kind of groove of wanting to do it on a regular basis. So we will keep trying to do that every other week thing for the foreseeable future, I believe. On occasion, we might break that stride to give people the opportunity to do something different. But yeah, that seems to be like a thing now. So that we've fallen into that pattern. Okay, now one thing I don't have is a bed. I wonder where all my beds went, eh? Have you seen my bed? Last seen in the Nether. I was going to say, I should have a bed in there. I didn't see it at first, but I do. Let's have a sip of water while we sleep in this bed. Towbar, thanks for tuning in, dude. Have a great rest of your day. Hey X, why do you guys use bows instead of crossbows, says Diamond Wolf. Ah, we're old school. I've been playing for years before the crossbow was added. Whenever the crossbow does, like, cross my mind, I'm always like, oh yeah, I should enchant one of those. People in chat are telling me there's actually a bed in my right lower inventory. So we never blew them all up in the Nether. Huh. I didn't realise that. I wonder what distracted us from doing the very last one, eh? Probably me. Probably me being a derp. That's what distracted me. Okay, let's follow the river over here. This probably doesn't require much attention because the river's pretty good, and then it goes off to the ocean, which is cool. And then there used to be a river around here, but we've kind of filled it in, or we are in the process of filling it in. Have you heard of samosas, X? Says Adarsh the cat. I have. I used to have samosas with my curry quite often. Which, by the way, speaking of food earlier and eating a lot of food, still having those massive curries every week, and my body's like, yeah, I can handle that. So I'm gonna have another big curry this week, but then I'm gonna try some different like Chinese and pizza after that. Have a break, but I'm gonna have a big fat curry. I absolutely love it. Fills me up to the brim. My favourite food. Got to indulge every now and then. Alvin Glup says, I'm having a curry right now. What a coincidence. Curries are great. Chinese food is amazing, says Diamond Wolf. I like Chinese food. I tend to prefer it at like a buffet. But when I get takeaway, I find it's not very filling. So I'm going to certainly like fuss over what I pick and think it through. Try and have a nice big filling meal, because whenever I have Chinese takeaway, I always just feel like I can eat lots more after it. Whereas when I have a curry, I feel absolutely like full, which is great. That's what I'm looking for. What is a curry? Says ECMYE. It's like sauce and meat or sauce and vegetables, right? But curries are generally a bit on the spicy side, and then you know there are different degrees of heat and hotness. You can get ones that are very hot. But all of them have a bit of spice to them. Usually the sauce is cooked with something like onions, and you have a curry with like a naan bread and some other things as well. Eat brown rice for your Chinese food, says Haro. Yeah, because the rice will fill you up, right? But I don't feel like rice is like that special. Like, you know, if I have rice, it's like rice and broccoli or something. You know, it's a pretty like plain food in my mind. So if I have a takeaway, I kind of want something, you know, a bit special. If that makes sense. So I never order rice for takeaways just because I find them to be so like plain. But I mean, maybe there's ways of cooking rice that's actually really nice. Like I've cooked some egg fried rice myself. You know, you get these sachets of rice and put that in the microwave, but then in a pan. Fry up some oil, chuck an egg and some seasoning like salt and pepper in there, and then throw the rice in after it's been in the microwave, and all the liquid of the egg like cooks up around the rice, and that makes it really tasty actually. I haven't done that one in a while. That's basically egg fried rice, right? But even that from Chinese takeaway, rice just always feels like such a plain thing, and if you're having a takeaway, it's like, oh, it's got to be special. Chat is full of suggestions. I appreciate it. I will just be having a look at the menu on the day and thinking things through whenever it is that I choose to order. We got Theo the Pro 7 here with saying hi X. I've just tuned in. What have I missed? That's just a Prime subscription. Sorry, my brain got all kerfuffled then for some weird reason. Why did I get kerfuffled? I feel like I missed something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Sam Pat Squad is here with the Prime. Duos is here as well. Father Apocalypse for 21 months. And Pilk Not Jumbo here with the cheers and bits saying, do you watch any other Hermit's videos in your spare time? Oh, absolutely, yeah. Every Hermitcraft video gets put on my playlist, and I tend to flick through most, and some of them I watch a fair bit of, and then I watch the recap. I'm all Hermitcraft, me. I love it. I'm invested. So yeah, I watch as well as participate, believe me. Yellow curry is the best one, says Zinch. Well, yellow is just a colour, right? And there are several different types of yellow curry. But it's funny you say that because some of my favourites are now the yellow ones. Like, what is it I've had? Ooh, the name of it is on the tip of my tongue. Is it Parithia curry or something? And then I had lentil dal curry. That was superb. Those were like bright yellow. Mango is kind of like yellowy orange. Like mango chicken curry. That's gorgeous stuff. Paratha. Yes, Paratha's the name of it. What I haven't done yet is tried a hot curry. Like a vindaloo or something. I'll have to figure out what's the next one up from what I usually have. I think Madras might be one up from like a tikka. I should really do that because I'm developing a bit more of a taste for hot stuff. Like wasabi is really awesome. I like a jalfrezi and also korma. I think I tried a jalfrezi one. Or was it a Josh Rogan? Whenever I read that curry name, I always think of Joe Rogan. I think it's called a Josh Rogan, right? Or a Rosh Jogan? I'm not sure. It's all confusing to me. Anyway, you've got to make sure this area is lit up properly because we don't want to make an accidental mob farm down here. But we are literally filling this stuff in. Do you know what I could possibly do? No, maybe not. There is a mod, like a camera path mod, and unfortunately I don't have the time to learn how to use it again. But I remember in the past you could save camera paths and you could actually use them on different worlds. So with that mod I could possibly load up this world, right? And fly over the areas that we're changing, and then load up a backup and fly over it with the same camera path, and then use both video files at the same time and do a cool time-lapse replay in a video, right? But I really don't have the time to figure out how to do all of that. That was something I used to be able to do though. I kind of missed that. Because I was just thinking about the replay mods, but it wouldn't be the same. You can't save camera paths from one replay and put it into another, which would be a really great feature if you could. That'd be superb. Right, same dealio down here. We don't want things spawning in this area, do we? Looks like I took care of the torches on that side. Okay, and just try and cover everything really. Don't want to come back down here and fix it later on. One thing I will say though, it's not actually that important that mobs don't spawn in this area. It will encourage them to spawn on the surface more. Hey X, how do you see the inside of the shulker box when you hover your mouse over it, says XC. Oh, that is because I'm using a mod. It's not a vanilla thing. I'm using a cheaty mod. Is this a drained out river, says Duos? It is, and it is drained out for the purpose of the ink farm, so that there is a perimeter in which only squids actually spawn inside of this spot right here. Well, that spot over there. What is your favourite food, says Dajin Game. Well, as we were just talking about curries, that's my favourite like takeaway food, but salad I'm pretty sure is like my favourite. I love a big bowl of salad. Had one earlier, you know. How do you feel about YouTube's monetization systems glitching out and demonetizing all videos for certain channels? Stories like that go around constantly. I think people forget that YouTube is like an incredible feat of engineering that's absolutely massive. It's almost a miracle that YouTube works. And, you know, it's going to be bound to have these sorts of issues. Another big problem YouTube has is that it's kind of too big to be moderated by people. And even if people were moderating it, you'd still hear stories where people disagree with the actions taken. So I think YouTube's just kind of always going to be subject to people ridiculing things like that when they happen. And to be fair, they probably should be brought to attention and ridiculed to some extent because, you know, like, their systems can turn off the lights for creators just like that through a glitch or whatever. And it's something that needs to be taken very seriously. And I think they should have a better partner outreach program, really, because I have a partner manager now who's really great. can actually get stuff done. But after years of not having one, I know what it's like to be on YouTube without a contact. It's not very nice. Like, whenever you have problems and issues, there's just this big faceless automated system that you go up against, and it's not that great. It doesn't make you feel at home. And to be fair, like, my opinion has changed of YouTube a little bit over time, and that has probably been swayed by the fact that I'm a bit more comfortable on it because I have a contact. Kanochi and Kukle says, didn't YouTube change something about placing ads, like automatically putting ads in videos? Yeah, they're changing their mid-roll policy, and they're using an automation system for it. My rep was telling me that, or was encouraging me to use the automated mid-roll placement system, which I don't like doing. I have a structure. Mine is like every 7 minutes of video, then there's an ad. And I actually try and structure my videos so that they kind of come in acts of 3, if I can. Doesn't always work like that. But what they want you to do is to use their automated system, because they use machine learning and algorithms to optimize the placement of ads, and they can put them in places that align with your viewer habits. And I get why they do that. I just like having a bit of control over it, I guess. So I'm not going to change my mid-roll strategy, but they are going to be like adding more automation. So you'll probably find, maybe if I have some like additional content on my second channel where the videos are like 10 minutes, that stuff will probably have the automated mid-rolls on them. And I'll probably do that just so I can go investigate later on and see if they are actually more effective or not, or how people engage with that. Use it as like a testing ground. Ads always come at odd times, says Sweet Sandy. I mean, maybe this is the thing with algorithms, right? Maybe that's actually why it works. Like, because it feels odd, maybe that creates a reaction in people where they stick around, or they get the right response for the algorithm. You know, the discussion around algorithms is fascinating because we are handing more and more control over what we see on the internet. A lot of information that comes your way is curated by algorithms, and we don't always actually know, you know, how they come to the conclusions they come to. They drive engagement, they get people interested and produce a result, but the reasoning can sometimes be really obscure. And so, you know, it might just be that it learns that if I put ads in places that make the viewer go, that was a weird spot for an ad, their reaction actually keeps them on the platform and achieves the goal. You know, I don't know what it is, but do you see what I mean? These algorithms figure things out about us that we don't know about ourselves. And it's kind of a massive topic. It's something that should be getting discussed kind of all over the place. I really think that the big social media platforms need to be regulated and investigated, and we need to have some serious thought and discussion as to how they operate and what they're doing, because they're feeding us information. Everyone's getting information from algorithms, right? You know, before, your information was certainly curated, but there was human decision and reasoning behind what made its way to your eyeballs, whereas now it's increasingly in the hands of algorithms. This music just doesn't work for what we're talking about. I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to skip that. It's too jolly, too much jollity right now when we're having a serious discussion together. JP Martin's free is here for 24 months. Saw 18.90.97 is here with the Prime. W Klaus 42 with the Prime as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I hope TikTok goes under, says Band It Butter. I think you'll find that TikTok being in bed with the Chinese government, essentially, because a lot of their business is directly linked to the government. It's probably not going to go under. It's a very powerful data collection tool. That's something that people don't see and realise. Like, data is constantly being sucked up from the devices that you use when you connect to the internet. Data is a very powerful commodity. And some people say they don't care about having their data taken from them. I think when people say that, they don't realise that it's sort of not about like your data and you don't mind if other people look at it or know what it is. It's perhaps a lack of understanding that masses of data becomes incredibly powerful, and who yields it. And TikTok is under a lot of suspicion for the fact that it has been shown to be a data harvesting app. It might be like this, you know, upload videos, share with your friends, and see what you're all up to platform, right? It might seem harmless, but it is sucking up data with intention. And some coders recently kind of unveiled what exactly the app is getting from you and how carelessly it does it. And it kind of shows you that the app has a dual purpose. It's not just a platform for you to share videos, it's really doing something else at the same time. And that is sucking up your personal data, your browsing habits. It sucks up all sorts of information it can get its hands on from your phone. Like, you know, websites that you visited, or what times of the day you use your phone. Stuff like that. And that data is very valuable to people if they have a want or a need, you know, to use that data. So anyway, TikTok. As someone said, they want it to go under. Yeah, I mean, I felt this way about a lot of things we do online, and try to even, like, you know, try to tell people sometimes, like friends or family, and explain to them, and a lot of people are like, oh, I just don't care. So it's hard to get people to, like, see it from that other perspective anyway. Let's see. Yeah, JC says the TikTok servers are located in mainland China, so there's no expectation of privacy. I believe the nature of the app and how it gathers data, where it's recently been revealed, kind of shows you that it's not really about where the data even ends up. There is no like need for that level of, like, blatant broad data collection. It's kind of obvious that the app serves another purpose. The new channel ads on YouTube are so annoying, says Kimmerex. What's new about them? I have YouTube Premium, so I don't really see advertisements. These weird shapes right here, these are to do with biome borders and like perimeter distances and stuff like that, by the way. This is probably a natural cave. I think I'm actually just going to leave that there. The trick here, though, is as I fill this all in, I've got to make sure that I'm able to go light it up after. That's very important. Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they all collect data. The difference with TikTok is that it is Chinese and they are, air quotes, evil. Well, let's be careful with our language here, alright? Let's refer to it as the Chinese government, because whenever you talk about China, it unfortunately becomes a bit of a hotbed for people to take anger at Chinese people, right? I believe if there are questions to be asked of their government, that's what a government is. And people are people. From all around the world, we're far more similar than we think. And I get a little bit worried when talking about this stuff that might be interpreted as the Chinese people or whatever. It's their government and what it is. And it's got like a hybrid of capitalism, socialism, or communism, and their businesses are sort of in bed with the government, right? They're tied together, which is not how things are done elsewhere in the world, and it means that the interests of the government get, you know, kind of tied in with how business operates, which is not quite what happens in other places in the world, although I'm sure there are probably some similarities. So their government obviously has an agenda, and it's manifested through the different companies that interact with us and economic forces all around the world and whatnot. And TikTok is one of those companies, and it is an app that harvests data like no one's business. Yeah, I kind of forgot where we were going with that. Kind of forgot where we were going now. I think I was going to start to talk a bit broader about Amazon and Google, perhaps. Yeah, because someone brought it up saying that TikTok is evil, right? We can call something evil. We can be a bit more articulate with our language if we want to. All of these companies have been doing this for a long time, and I just feel like TikTok has recently, like, taken the attention. And maybe it's easier for people to understand because there is that tension of, like, you know, West versus East, like a new Cold War or whatever. And so all of a sudden it seems more nefarious that it's like the other that's doing it. But, you know, these American companies have been doing pretty much the same thing for a long time. That's just how it goes. Even Reddit does it, apparently. Yeah, Reddit probably sucks up data, you know? They all do. It's just data is a commodity now. Right, we need to grab some sticks and some coal. And we've got some coal over here. Probably going to need more than that. Excuse me. Mouth burp. That should do us for now. Do have another stack of those. That's good. One thing we need to pick up is probably more material. Now, I was just thinking, it's good to hold on to a lot of grass. Well, not a lot, but enough for like a project when you really need it. What we actually have loads of is dirt. We can place dirt over there as well, because grass will spread to it. Okay, just having a look at chat. Let's see what chat is saying about all of this. Dark Laser says, I don't feel like we like TikTok doing it because it's cringe. I don't know if I can speak to cringe, but maybe it's. I would say we probably don't like it because it feels more foreign. That's just an internal bias in a way, but the situation is a little different compared to the other ones, right? But as I've tried to point out, they're all doing the same thing. Data is money. Data isn't money, but I think I know what you're trying to say. Data is valuable. Data is valuable. Very valuable, and we're giving it all away every day with our phones. Android is another one accused of being very hand-out with data. I increasingly hear over and over again that Apple is supposed to be very good with how it handles data, and the Apple Maps service isn't as good as Google's, but one of the reasons it isn't as good is because it doesn't actually keep loads of your data. Everything you've ever done on GPS is probably stored in Google's databases, and that data is used to improve their services. But, you know, what happens when the information that it's accumulated falls into different hands? So data is a big contentious topic, really. Right, oh god, do you think China purposely made the virus? Potato Win, we'll come back to that in a second. Okay, we read that one out. Where did we get to? I'm going to read it again, because I don't know where we got to. JP Martin's free for 24 months, Saw 18, 1997 with the Prime, WC Lucas 42, Wonderboy123, Nick 080417, FSU Limitless, Forcelli with the Prime, Bloodists, Rosed, Stein, Causing, Seller with the Prime, and Brian Crisso here for 5 months saying data can be used for good and bad reasons. TikTok is obviously taking too much. Fair point. It can be used for good as well. That is a good point. But it comes back to what I was saying. It's powerful. It's power, and who yields that power? Okay. But yeah, your point is absolutely valid. I just felt like saying that, you know, that the real thing that it is it's powerful, and so power can be yielded in different ways. But yeah, I do not believe that the virus was manufactured by the Chinese. Reason being that I trust some of the scientific sources that I've heard talk about this, and the general thing that I've gotten from several different science communicators that I've followed on the notion is that if coronavirus was made in a lab, like, that is light years ahead of anything we thought was possible, okay? So it's kind of like imagine the space race, and Americans put you know, a man on the moon, and then the Russians go, we put one on Mars, right? You'd be flabbergasted. You'd be like, what? You did what? That's essentially the way I've heard science communities talk about it. It's like, if that came out of a lab, that is so far beyond anything we thought possible. Which is an interesting remark. And it kind of sounds fair enough to me. I mean, if it was possible to create this in a lab already, it just feels like it's something you might know more about. Because that kind of seems like a big deal. And when I say know about, I mean from like the science community. So when I hear people saying it comes from, you know, a lab in China, it doesn't seem to be scientists talking about it. It seems to be you know, just an opinion being shared by someone who's not in the know in that field, really. We're barely able to transfer a specific gene from one bacterium to another. Manufacturing a virus is so much harder, says Kello. There you go, maybe a better example. Right there, someone who's probably more educated than me. But yeah, that's the tone of the discussion that I got from scientists that I heard talking about this. Like, and again, several, like not just one. I heard it that kind of, and you know, the way in which they talk about it, it kind of like, they didn't go into depth. They didn't try and explain why that much because it was so off color. It was like, yeah, we're absolutely nowhere near being able to do that. So that is my belief, at least. Assumer, do you feel a responsibility or pressure to be an ethical content creator, YouTube, Twitch, etc.? How do you personally balance the ethics of their business with your job? It says, ha ha ha, what? Well, they pay me, they give me a paycheck, and I don't really think too much about the ethics of what they do. As for the ethics of what I do, the pressure that I follow comes from myself. Something I do in life is follow that internal voice that says, no, don't do that. I used to not follow that voice very much, and it got me in trouble and into bad places. And then over time, and it really started with exercise, was a massive one. Like that little nagging voice that's like, you need to get in shape. And then following that and getting in shape, and then realizing, I'm in shape now, this is great, this feels good, this is good for body and mind. And then realizing that, hey, I need to just keep following that little voice. The little voice says, you know, in the morning it's like, no, don't look at your phone, get up, get out of bed, get on with the day. Like, keep following that voice that prompts you to go in the right direction. And so when it comes to talking about ethical stuff, opinions, politics, that whole field of stuff that tends to be pretty contentious and gets people divided, I follow my instinct for what I think is fair and right, I guess. And I try to be level-headed about it and listen to people as well. So when my content, which, you know, happens on my Assumer Says channel and it happens here on Twitch, goes into that territory where you can ask about the ethical nature of it, that's very much guided by my own internal pressure. Not by political correctness or, you know, any kind of movement, or I don't know what words to use really, but you know, like cancel culture. None of that stuff. I certainly listen to the arguments and pay attention, but I try to follow my own internal compass on that stuff, you know. The Theo Cell says at Assumer social pressure. Well, if the pressure is social here, I would say it's for the better. Peer pressure is something that exists. I went through a few things in my life where all of a sudden I realised what peer pressure was. One time being the person doing something rather bad. I don't want to go into details, but like, and then coming away from that situation and thinking, I peer pressured someone to do that, and I didn't even know I was. Peer pressure is a very interesting thing, but I feel like I got my head screwed on, and if there is pressure coming from having an audience, it feels to me like it's mostly positive. It's not delusional. Think things through. I can think for myself. Like, if there is a pressure from all of you to change my behavior, it seems to be for the good. So, So there's that. What do you think about people virtue signaling, says Io Velivnen. I hear that term so often, and I thought I understood it myself, but sometimes I feel like I don't. So why don't all of y'all, actually not all of y'all, because then chat's going to fill up, but someone, just one person, you know if it's you who's got to say it, like, how would you explain what virtue signaling is? Because I do have a sort of opinion on this stuff, but I feel like the specifics of what virtue signaling is needs to be kind of clear, right? Clearly expressed, so we all understand like what exactly we're talking about. Okay, and I came back to get dirt. Must remember, dirt and grass and all of that. According to Google, the action of or practice of publicly expressing opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. Ah, that makes much more sense to me. So it's like you're trying to show where your position is at. I mean, would the discussions we have here count as virtual signaling? Because I try and talk about ethics or things I think are wrong and right to some extent. The context I always hear it in, it seems to be in a bit more of a criticism of kind of conforming to the norms is how I would describe the way in which I hear it. Because the way it's been described there just sounds so much more rational and reasonable. But usually I hear about virtual signaling in a more negative context, which has me thinking it's more related to like woke culture and stuff like that. Oh, when you believe you say something but you don't take action. Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a muddy ground because here's something I've been thinking about like lately. With the Black Lives Matter movement, it really made me think, like, I have been keenly interested in this stuff for a long time. I frequently, not so much in recent years, but frequently in the past would watch documentaries about inequality in America, history of slavery and racism, and I'd watch documentaries where, like, someone like Louis Theroux would go and talk to extremists, or Daryl Davis would as well, like. And I've been keenly interested in this, but in my head, all it ever was like, this is wrong, but I don't know what to do about it. But now the world is doing something about it. It made me wonder, like, you know, what, like, why haven't I done something about it, right? Like, probably because I feel powerless to make change. I mean, it's such a huge, big thing, right? But yeah, like, but then, hey, I'm going to talk about it. But then, am I doing anything about it? I think because I have a platform, it probably seems more like I'm influencing people or whatever. Black Lives Matter criticises Daryl Davis. Yeah, I know he has his critics. I personally can understand why people would see it that way, but he to me represents more the way I see things, that like, people are people, and people can get bad ideas in their heads, and it's better to try and, you know, cross the divide, create a bridge, than it is to put up a barrier. That's sort of my thinking on it. Hexnectic, I'm not going to reread your message, but, you know, in any group of people, someone can come out and do something or say something extreme, and then people with an agenda can also take an extremity and promote it. You know, like you can have crowds, you know, large numbers of peaceful protesters, a few people go off the rails, and then media often focuses on just those few people, right? So think about how information is in the balance, okay? I can come out and say something ridiculous, and then I can say I'm part of something, some sort of movement, and then I can tarnish that movement. Or better yet, the people who choose to spread that message. So think about where you hear things like that, and what it actually means. Is it a legitimate thing or not, you know? If it turns out that actually, whoa, wait a minute, hang on a second, this is actually most of the people, then maybe it's something of concern, but you'll probably find that's like a very fringe element that you're talking about there. Nate Sabes, 235's here for 3 months saying, thanks for the deep talks, you always make me think about new things. No problem, dude, I like talking about this stuff. Super Spicy Catfish is here with the Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Protests are still going on, but the media isn't covering anything because there's no violence, so the police decided to chill out, says Tool Cheater. Yeah, well, news cycles are kind of vicious, right? Like, the news is always looking for the news story, and so once there's less eyeballs on what's currently happening, they shift their attention. And I think a lot of time people think that that's like bias or deliberate, or like they're trying to distract or play down what's happening in the world. And I think sometimes that probably is true, but I think it can also be the other thing as well, that they just look for a new news cycle. And so I don't really know what's going on with that. But yeah, the whole thing has quietened down recently. And there's actually something really important that I feel like I've been thinking over a lot, and I'd like to say to all of y'all about the current, let's say, discussion or tension around policing, police brutality. The police have a lot of eyeballs on them at the moment, and every day on Reddit it feels like I've been seeing videos, comments being made about policing gone wrong. Even old policing videos are surfacing and people are treating it like it's new. I really think you've got to think about the way at which information comes to you. Right now we're living in a heightened situation where everyone's like gonna share any misstep that a police officer makes, okay? And it's gonna go viral. And we are shaping our view of the situation through these viral videos, okay? And it's not an even way of seeing what's happening in the world. Every day there are going to be an incredibly large amount of interactions with police officers that just go normally or well or are nice or are maybe not that nice, but no one gets hurt. And we put all of our attention into this one thing that we're seeing. And I'm not trying to downplay it and say that it's okay. Police brutality is not okay. There is definitely abuse in the system and things that need to be corrected, but we also got to have a proper discussion about it. And day after day I'm just seeing so much hate that I keep encountering it when I don't want to. Like, I don't really go out of my way too much to look for this stuff, but it comes up on Twitter when I'm using it for work. It comes up on Reddit when I'm just browsing because I'm sitting on the toilet, and I just see how much like hate and frustration there is. And we got to realize that it's all sort of being channeled and directed, and I'm worried like this can get nasty. Those police officers that well, the one that killed George Floyd and the other ones, you know, they're going to go to trial, and much like Rodney King, if they get off light or something happens that the people don't feel is just, there are going to be widespread riots. I firmly believe that, just given how tense everything is. And in the case of George Floyd, I really feel it's so evident that something horribly went wrong there. But, you know, sometimes things are not always that clear cut. And police officers have an incredibly hard job, and not a lot of them are maybe as cut out to do that job as they should be. And I think people just don't quite fully get the idea of, as a police officer walking around with a gun, if someone puts hands on you, for example, those hands could be going for your gun. And so they have to work in very like contentious situations, and with this disdain for the police at the moment, it could almost even inflame and aggravate the situation more. You know, people start resisting arrests or are more angered towards police that they interact with. It could further create these tensions and problems. And I feel like there needs to be more conversation. There needs to be more understanding from one side to the other, because it feels like it could all boil over. Anyway, I feel like we've just gone like way deep into a rabbit hole talk here. Well, I didn't even know I was going to talk about this stuff. That's usually how it works though, right? Anyway, I want to look at chat a little bit. You are really supporting the cops who murdered George. No, I'm not supporting them at all. I said that that situation appeared to be very, very clear cut. The point I've been trying to make is that we have a feeling, we have an atmosphere, we have tension, and we're sharing information that is not whole and complete. Viral videos of cops do not tell you a complete story. Sometimes they tell you so much you just know that it's wrong, like the George Floyd situation. Everything about that video is just so wrong. But sometimes things are getting shared where there's a lot of context left out. And the point I was trying to make is that I don't think people really quite understand what it's like to be a cop, what it's like to put yourself out there, potentially in danger every day, carrying a firearm. If you're trying to arrest someone and they struggle and fight back, they could potentially reach for your weapon. And I think people think that that's an excuse. And there are certainly heavy-handed cops and cops that maybe look like they abuse that privilege. But I think it's entirely right. You've got to put yourself in their mindset. And right now, you know, tensions are very high. Eyeballs are on cops. It just feels like it's a recipe for things to go worse. Because people might start resisting arrest more. And that might lead to more, you know, incidents, etc. With 800,000 cops, it seems unreasonable for all of them to be bad, like everyone is saying. This is Nerba. I think everyone inherently knows they're not all bad, but the atmosphere is just like anti-cop, like all cop, and I just think the whole thing is like creating a tension that could explode. And so what I was saying about the cops that killed George Floyd, right, is that in a court of law, you have to prove things beyond a reasonable doubt. And sometimes there isn't enough evidence to prove that. And so we could all know that person's bad, they got a terrible track record, they've done all these nasty things in the past. Of course they did this nasty thing that we're talking about. But we don't have the smoking gun. We don't have any evidence that they actually did it. But we all kind of know it, right? Like, you know, they don't have an alibi. They were seen going into the building. They were seen coming out, but we don't have the smoking gun. And so everyone can know where justice should be, but in the court of law, they might not be able to deliver it based on the circumstance. And I just feel like the current situation, whatever is determined over the fate of that cop, if he isn't punished to the fullest extent of the law, it could erupt. I just feel like things could erupt, you know. It could get really ugly. And I don't want it to get ugly. I want for people to be able to talk to each other and figure this one out, because it's a nasty situation. Right, now over here, this river, there's actually kind of a river here, so we'll probably work on creating a shape for this thing to peel around and keep this on ground. Are you supporting Black Lives Matter, says Taiki Anders. As I've expressed before, I am not a fan of supporting movements where I haven't read the literature, and I'm not really a fan of supporting movements in general. What I'm doing right now is what I do. I'd like to discuss and think things over, look at all the different ways the situation can be seen, interpreted, and try and put my compass in a good place. And for the most part, I pretty much support the spirit of the movement and many things about it, but I'm very aware that Black Lives Matter means one thing to you and another thing to someone else based on what they've been told of it, and there are a lot of things going around about what the movement represents, and so I prefer to discuss the ideas and show you them and show you what I think, so that you know what I think as opposed to what you think I think, right? Or maybe what I think Black Lives Matter mean is actually quite different. And like I said, I haven't even like gone and read any literature. I'm very focused on what I do here, you know, making Minecraft videos, doing streams. That's kind of like my little world, and I don't put a lot of time into other stuff outside of it, really. So yeah, that's basically where I stand on this sort of stuff. Is let's talk about it, let's discuss it. and I'm not just gonna put my name to something. And yeah, maybe one day I'll be a part of something where I have a cause, but you know, right now I'm very focused on like me and mine, and you know, trying to build a stable life for myself. And then one day I hope I get to a point where I can put my time and energy into causes or something different. But I don't know what the path to get there is for me yet, and I don't know when I'll be able to do that. But you know, that's why I'm not like actively involved in anything going on right now. And if you want to call that selfish, I mean, you be the judge. It's just where I'm at. Let's read some noises in the air because I got well and truly caught up. Well and truly caught up in all of this. Official Jaden is here with cheers and bits. Read to self. I believe that means for me then. You know, I don't know what to say to you, dude. I'm trying to think of something. Because I don't particularly understand the situation, but that whenever you're feeling stressed out or upset, sometimes just focus on something simple. Go appreciate nature. That works for me. Go outside, enjoy the environment, the trees, look at the birds. Nature's a beautiful thing. Maybe just take it slow and just focus on your breathing. Sometimes closing your eyes and taking in deep breaths can be really calming. So I'd recommend something like that, you know. Try and move your mind onto something peaceful, like going for a walk and just looking at the birds and the trees. Like that always helps me. I try and do a little bit of that every day anyway. Like I always go for a walk and just, you know, be in nature for a while. It's important. Maybe that will help you. But thank you for the cheers and bits, dude. Selena Opal is here with cheers and bits as well, saying, "Hey X, let's get back to food for a moment. Maybe do you like banana bread or do you have a PO box? I can mail you some through." I don't have a PO box. I am not ever going to be setting one up either. So you know, I'm not ever going to have a PO box. But I appreciate the offer, and I've never had banana bread. I now feel like I need to have some banana bread, you know. Have you ever played Factorio? Says Bird is the word truly. Interesting question, considering we're listening to the Factorio soundtrack. The answer is yes. Fun little story for you. We helped my channel, my audience, you guys actually helped Factorio go into development back in the day. They had a Kickstarter campaign and they were a bit short on their goal right around the time I found the early version of the game, and I made some videos and we did a giveaway promotional thing for the game and we helped it cross the Kickstarter, which was pretty damn cool. A little bit of Asuma channel history for you right there. Okay, more noises. Mr. Bacon 5 at the Prime, in Oxyan, subscribing. Edible Milk, subscribing. Guernsey Donkey with cheers and bits, saying, "I've heard that he was a murderer, but that's no excuse for police brutality." I don't know who the he is, who's the murderer. But yeah, what's the saying? Do the ends justify the means? Do two wrongs make a right? I don't believe in two wrongs making a right. I don't believe in stuff like the death penalty. I believe, you know, if you're going to enact the death penalty, you kind of become as bad as the thing you're trying to stop, right? Like you can't get rid of evil with more evil. Is sort of how I think about things. So I don't believe in an eye for an eye. That's probably the one I was looking for there, right? An eye for an eye. We got Disturbed Puppy with cheers and bits saying, "Police gun holsters are made so that someone can't just take the gun. It's holstered, it's secure. There are also methods of retaining weapons that police are trained in." Disturbed Puppy, thank you for the cheers and bits. Well, I've also heard a lot of discussion that police are very undertrained and their training doesn't last for a very long time. I'm not a weapons expert, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I would perhaps question where you hear that from. Or, like, occasionally I come across some information where I know better. And it's like, I see how someone has taken a little bit of information and yielded it to prove a point. And I don't know if that's true or not. And, you know, sometimes a police officer may not even know that. They may not know that the gun holster is actually that secure that only they can get it. The thing is, you know, if a police officer can get to their gun, what's stopping someone else from? Is there some sort of mechanism there? Some sort of lock and key? It doesn't sound quite right that a holster just makes it so that someone can't take the gun because, well, the police officer needs access to that gun. So I you know, I don't know a lot about guns and holstering them, but that sounds a little bit questionable to me. Just a little bit. And if it turns out to be entirely true, then we got a culture of cops acting like it's not, and that needs to be looked into, but yeah. Completely false, says Laird RX. Yeah, play the devil's advocate game when you hear information, and if you really can't think of anything that would perhaps disprove it, then there's a good chance that maybe it is truthful. But you should probably consult with someone who knows. And it just, to me, playing devil's advocate, okay, so gun holsters are made so that someone can't just take the gun. Well, a police officer has to take the gun, so how do they do it? I mean, I can't think of any technology that means, yeah, you know, a gun can identify which hand is on it, or if it's holstered, you need access to it, so it'd be hard to imagine a lock and key. You know? You should watch the 13th to learn more about the perspective. The documentary includes a lot of context and stuff things. I saw the 13th when it first came out on Netflix. So like I said, I've had a keen interest in all of this stuff. You know, I've seen people saying it on Twitter, like, you know, educate yourself on all of this. I've kind of been doing that for a long time anyway. I mean, if you've tuned into some of the streams we talked about before, hopefully that comes off that I do to some extent know a little bit of what I'm talking about on these issues. But yeah, I watched the 13th when it first came out. That stuff, learning about that really appeals to me. And it always sounds so weird to say it appeals to me, but it's like a, again, all the wrong words. They feel like all the wrong words, but it's like a passion or whatever, right? I've always been very keen in learning about American history and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and I just watched so many documentaries about it over the years, and just systemic racism and all of this is just so real to me through the various things that I've learned about it. And where the world is right now, it's like a lot of people are coming around to it now. It's really great. It should have happened a long time ago. Ah! Get off with the... Where did you come from? Where did you come from? Hey, did you just appear in the world all of a sudden thanks to some spawning algorithm? X, what do you think about anti-Semitism? Says it Zion. I think anti-Semitism is very blatantly still a problem and still exists. Man, you can go somewhere on YouTube and look in the comments and see someone making an anti-Semitic comment. It's something that just has plagued Jewish people for a long time and hasn't ever really gone away. It's probably not as bad as it once were, but they've always, for a long time, historically just been the scapegoats for so many problems. And, you know, like, it comes down to principle, really, like anti-Semitic, anti-racist, like anti this colour, that colour, phobia, xenophobia. Like, we're all people. We're all people. We're so much more similar than we realise, and we get these silly ideas in our head that different cultures, different locations, different skin colours, that these things somehow separate us. I mean, differences are there. You can't pretend they're not there, but they're not as big as we think they are, or some people think they are. I'm pretty sure on that. Xenophobia? Xenophobia, not xenophobia. I totally get that, X. I feel like a lot of people have that one area of history or science that they find particularly interesting, and then that one went off the screen. Why am I reading the ones at the top? Okay, I tried to read a long message there about the holsters, some instructions on how they work. Apparently they have a strap to hold the gun down. I mean, if a police officer can undo the strap, right, so can someone else. I don't know what you're trying to say with that. Because I didn't get to read it properly. It's very hard to read messages when they scroll up my screen. love to have a pause button, but I don't, unfortunately. No pause button for me. Right, Mr. Squid, you've got to get out of there now. Oh, off you go. Right, let's continue reading those noises in the ear. We got G222 with the Prime. Official Nulf with the Prime. DJXO32 for 18 months saying double Twitch baby. How would you name our twins? No idea, dude, but thank you so much for 18 months. 2 lots of 9, right? Thanks so much, dude. Disturb Puppy here with the cheers and bits saying I used to carry... Whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, no, 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 no! That's my bed! What you doing? Did I see another mob there, rising out of the water? I used to carry a gun for my job. I was trained in those things. It's very difficult for someone who isn't wearing the holster to get the gun out. Look up gun retention holsters, see how they work. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll take your word for it. I'd still think though, if you are holding a gun on you in a gun holster, you can still react in a way where, you know, you're going to be heightened. I just think police have to deal with very difficult situations, and so there should be perhaps a little bit more understanding that they have to put themselves in harm's way every day, and things may not be as straightforward as we think. At least the conversation around these topics to me just feels a little bit one-sided sometimes, but yeah. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not trying to deny it. I still think there's a point there, you know, but I get you. Right, Guernsey Donkey is here with cheers and bits, saying maybe holsters are designed so the angle you reach for the gun is different, so generally only the cop can draw it. Yeah, I can understand that. I don't know a lot about gun holsters or guns, really, do I? But it just seemed, at the end of the day, it just seems reasonable to me that having a weapon on you heightens the situation, right? Like, it would be hard to imagine things being as intense or difficult if no one had the guns, right? If there were just no guns, then the stakes are lower. But because there are guns, the stakes are higher, and that to me just seems like the recipe for all this tension and difficulty. I'm not trying to make excuses, I'm just trying to explain that, I don't know, a more complete picture of what's going on. Not just thinking, oh, cops are bad, cops are evil, or whatever. Right, Jadia, RS with the Prime, MBLN is here for 12 months saying, keep up the great work, X, loving the new 1.16 content. Glad you're enjoying it. Next few episodes are not going to be as 1.16 orientated as it goes. And I don't know what my next 1.16 project is. It's probably going to be some of the more duller, let's say, stuff. Oh my goodness me, does this river go on over in this direction? I got to fill in all of this as well. My goodness me, there's a lot to do. And it's so dark around here, isn't it? I should at least throw down a torch so you can see what I'm doing. Anyway, some of you are asking for me to move on the conversation. I think we will. I've kind of exhausted myself a little bit here. Why am I only filling in the top layer? Well, that's all I need to do, really. I mean, initially I didn't need to fill in any of this, but because I started, it's more of a pain to undo all of the filling in that I did. So now we're just trying to, you know, give the area... Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Give the area, like, a bit of a feel back, and part of that involves filling this in because it looks so odd and out of place. But we're going to go, once it's all grown into grass, we're going to be throwing down lots of leaves, growing trees over here. It's a big terraforming operation. How are those pork chops going as a food source, as Cool Biscuit? I do think they work a little better than... Ah, now I'm in here. a little better than the golden carrots. The whole thing was saturation, right? But saturation, I think they must have tweaked some stuff at some point. It doesn't feel like quite the big deal it used to be. I mean, look at that. That just filled me up and my hunger bar didn't go down. So that was pretty impressive. And then this fills up more hunger haunches at once. So I'm kind of convinced it's probably the better source. What do you think of Little Britain and Come Fly With Me being taken off of Netflix? I didn't know that it had been taken off of Netflix. I never really got into Little Britain that much. It had some jokes I really liked and some not so much. The one that I really liked was Computer Says No. That used to crack me up. But that was huge. That was a big deal when I was in school, that show. Oh, you are coming after me, aren't you? But I guess what you're probably speaking of... I'm going to guess they got taken off because of cancel culture, right? I have mixed opinions and feelings on that sort of stuff. Like, it's weird to kind of remove stuff and erase history. I feel like you need to learn from history, but at the same time, it's also like a social contract. Not everything can be a part of what's going on forever, I guess. It got taken off because one man dressed as a black man, yet in White Girls, 2 black men dressed as a white woman. Yeah, when it comes to that kind of conversational, like, oh, this but that, like, it's very deflective of the issue. I don't think it's productive to point out something like white chicks. I mean, usually because it's, I don't know, it never seems to be the right way to look at things. Blackface has a very nasty historical origin and history, okay? And I'm not aware of anything like that in reverse, which is why white chicks isn't controversial and blackface is. But erasing it, you know, I don't think anyone is particularly interested in going and enjoying videos of old, they're called them minstrels, like minstrel shows. And so it's there, it's not erased, the history of blackface and its origins, but like, it serves that historical purpose of showing us how we used to be, what we used to do, and showing us where we've come. And I think it's important to have that and for that to remain. And so I find it so strange that people want to tear like pages out of the history book. We've got to learn from history. We've got to learn from our mistakes, not cover it up and pretend like it didn't happen. That's sort of my personal take on that kind of stuff. Yeah, there you go. There's an opinion. Hey X, do you have any thoughts on the allegations that are coming to light on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Pro players? Don't know what they are, so no. No opinions, because I ain't got a clue what that is. I can hear a zombie converting into a drowned somewhere around here, right? Aren't honey bottles the best way to go in terms of food? Nah, not at all actually, I tried that. Again, the saturation thing just doesn't seem to be as big of a deal as it once was. Honey bottles are pretty naff. Tried it for a while. If they stacked the 64, then they probably would be a bit more appealing, but not by much. Right, well, we've filled in all of that now. I think that was the end of the river as well. Oh! Where's my rockets? Where's my rockets? Okay, totally didn't panic. Totally didn't panic. Oh, goodness me. Yeah. There it is. So, I hope you enjoyed our discussions. Feel like I got a lot off my chest. Probably not going to talk about this stuff on our weekend streams. We'll probably keep it chill for the next ones. But I hope you enjoyed it. Dianaris is here gifting a sub to StewPods. Thank you for gifting that sub, dude. Appreciate it. Peeps, be sure to hit the follow button if you enjoyed today's live stream. And we will go and look for someone to riggedy raid. And I'm going to go pick a random Minecraft channel. So peeps, this is the end of the live stream. Appreciate all of your support as always. I'm scrolling down. We're going into the below 100s. Okay. Okay, let's try and find someone who appears to be playing some vanilla Minecraft. What about this? No, that's clearly modded. Or is it? Oh no, that is definitely modded. Okay, right. It's kind of hard to pick out a channel. At some point I'm just going to have to pull... Okay, this might be... Yeah, this looks like pretty vanilla. Okay, I got one. I got one for you. Alright? So we're going to go raid. It's a random channel. I don't know where I'm sending you. I hope you enjoy it. Fedran, I believe, is the name. So if you look in chat, you'll now be able to hit the raid button. Of course, hit the follow button as well. But that's it from me. So thank you everyone for watching. And I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye-bye.